What is poppin', boys and girls? It's Prof here. I appreciate you stopping by and spending some time with me here today in the classroom. However, I deadass wasn't even gonna make a video while I was watching this movie, but I had to stop, rewind, and write a script just because it started putting me into movie review mode, which is a bad thing. So let's take a look at Temple, written by brothers Michael and Simon Barrett, which scored excellent on Rotten Tomatoes. But I guess that's what happens when you have 3 writers in a 75-minute movie. I know. Enough talking, Prof. Let's just get into it. By the way, if you're new here, spoilers.
Hands up, ready, I need all that. Ready, throw it in the bag. I need all that. Throw it in the bag.
So the opening shot shows it's present day, right? So I already know how the movie is gonna end. Great. Anyway, there's a group of police searching through a forest in Japan, and I'm just waiting for Logan Paul to pop up.
First of all, I just want to say, you guys are fucking dicks. But I did have a lapse in judgment.
Then right on cue, they show the vlogging camera. There's blood on the floor and you hear the snarling of some kind of creature and the lady cop screams. Cutaway screen, title crawl. By the way, what is this intro? Besides the fact that it's literally 2 minutes and it looks like it was made with Fujifilm. Anyways, it's a bunch of exposition about the temple.
Of course. Roll credits.
The movie switches back and forth between English and Japanese, so I will have subtitles on just so at least the shit makes sense. And the subtitles tell me more than the movie ever does. So there's this nurse rolling someone legit covered in plastic on a wheelchair down the hall. And the subtitles tell me there's some little ghost boy laughing. Why? I don't know. Who is this ghost boy? I don't know. Why is he haunting these halls and this woman? I don't fucking know. Are they ever gonna tell me why the little ghost boy is acting like Toshio from The Grudge? I don't know. Spoilers. They never do. Cause kids are scary. Stop asking questions, idiot. My bad, I only know that it's a ghost boy because of the subtitles. And I already know this movie, being just an hour and 10 minutes long, just doesn't give a fuck to explain it to me. So I'll just assume that it's the kid from The Grudge and I'm gonna call him Toshio. Moving on. So we meet Professor Ryu and his new interpreter, Kazunori. It turns out the guy being wheeled in the plastic is the one that needs to be interpreted. Preparing to ask him questions and the subtitles just say he's faceless.
Ooh, scary.
The two asking questions are concerned if he can even answer the questions because he's in such bad shape. Ryu asks him if he remembers what happened and he will figure out who the faceless is. And then he starts to show him footage from this vlog camera. This girl talking about her boyfriend flying in from the bay. Accompanying her and her boyfriend is her best friend who she's known forever and who conveniently speaks Japanese. Did I mention they're flying to Japan?
My boyfriend is flying in from San Francisco. I wish he was on my flight, but that's okay.
Look, scary movies. Please. Come here. Stop starting with the end of the movie. We know at least 2 of them gonna die 8 minutes into the movie. Why do we care to watch? Why do we care about the characters? We will just be watching, waiting for people to die. And then when they do die, you will draw nothing from me because I knew they were gonna die. And I couldn't care less. Please, movie. Try and movie. Thanks.
And he really needs this trip. I need some good luck.
I'm guessing he won't find it here. Anyway, girl is a theology major and wants to investigate how religion affects myth. Cut to 5 days earlier. And I just hate it when movies do this. Anyway, best friend starts shooting B-roll like he's shooting for G-Eazy and Halsey. Also, he's supposed to be watching the film on the laptop taken from the camera they found, right? Remember this? So who's recording this from the third person? Are you still asking questions? But how is Ryu showing the faceless what happened while the cameras are off? Movie. I thought I just asked you. Please try a movie. Thanks. Obviously, there's tension between boyfriend and best friend.
I've never had that kind of relationship with a woman.
What are you guys talking about?
You?
Best friend obviously feels like a third wheel and starts to say some weird shit.
Feeling like a third wheel.
So anyway, they're browsing a thrift store like they're Macklemore. And girl grabs a folktale book that was covered in blood in the opening shot. Movie, stop giving everything away. It is literally causing me physical pain. Anyways, girl wants to find a kitsune, which is a shapeshifter in Japanese folklore.
A shapeshifter, half woman, half fox.
But
Do you think we can find this place?
why? They go to buy the journal and it's not for sale.
本はダメです。Sorry, not for sale.
So why the fuck was it out then? Just to cause conflict or more red flags? Sorority gets kind of hostile.
Leave now. Closed.
But why? Does the movie explain? Nope. Ugh. Girl has jet lag 2 days into their trip and just to separate her from the boys. Boys go to the club and start mingling with some girls, and boyfriend starts kissing on another girl on the dance floor. Best friend naturally starts recording him. But does he ever show girl? Nope. Does it ever come up again? Nope. Oh, so it was pointless. Yup. Sidebar. Who is filming Best Friend? This might sound like a nitpick, but are you new here? If the evidence is being presented as found footage to the faceless, which it is, by Professor Ryu, why do they have so many external third-person shots? It literally changes everything. Who's filming boyfriend? Why? Who cares? Stop asking questions, idiot. So Best Friend goes back to the store and Toshio pops up and says that he works there some of the time.
時々店番してるんだ。
I'll give the movie points. He's a pretty cute kid.
いるよ。僕だよ。
Obviously, Best Friend finesses him into buying the book. Best Friend goes to a bar after the fact, and the bartender recognizes the same shrine from the book since his village that he came from resides on the bottom of the mountain of the shrine. Anyway, they warn him.
It's an unlucky place. Very unlucky. This temple, it will make you sick. Do not go there. Many other temples in Japan.
Well, fuck that. Tell me how to get there.
の生き方を教えて。
The power of the libido is a crazy thing. Anyways, Best Friend is wandering the streets of Japan and he starts tripping, seeing shit. You get the point. Do they ever explain why this lady has no eyes? You guessed it. He gets back to the hotel and starts seeing fucking Ryu from Death Note.
Might be capable of great things, but if you...
To the morning, boyfriend lies to girl about what happened last night, and he clearly expects Best Friend to cover for him. Remember when Best Friend recorded it and I said that it wouldn't come up again? It doesn't. Best Friend now knows where to find the temple, and they head out. There's a super long travel montage. They get to the village and everyone's being all ominous, but Best Friend ends up lying to them about what the elder says.
The temple and he had visions or something.
人志が自分の目を持って山から降りてきた。
Holding his eyes.
違う違う。こうだ。
Okay.
What is he doing?
I don't understand him.
Best Friend acts like a stupid American.
Mucho arigato.
They find a room and Best Friend spots a man eating with no eyes, which sounds difficult. The innkeeper and Best Friend drink some sake and he asks about the temple. And she explains that nobody has gone up there since she was 17, which, needless to say, has been a long time. Best Friend is joined by Toshio, who sold him the book, which doesn't make any sense because they had a whole ass travel montage on the way up here. Remember this? No, they don't even second guess it. Toshio offers to take them to the temple, and then he meets Hitoshi. That's the guy that came back with his eyes in his hands. He explained to the news articles that came in the title crawl as these kids who went missing on the mountain. They went to investigate a monk living there, and he said he didn't know where the kids were, and the villagers killed them. These cuts make no sense. Girl and boyfriend are getting it on, and Best Friend's recording it like a weirdo. He sees something strange walk past the door. Like, they see all the red flags and treat them like fucking checkpoints. Just... There's only like 1 or 2 jump scares and it just looks like shit. Toshio shows them the way up the mountain and explains that they need to be back before dark. Boyfriend goes to take a leak and Toshio and Best Friend start to pray while girl starts to record them. Remember this. But boyfriend comes back and he's found the quarry that the innkeeper was talking about. And he wants to crawl down it, which just sounds stupid. Thankfully, the group disagrees, but they say that they'll come back later, and they start marking their trail so they can find it back on the way down, since it'll be difficult to find. They finally find the Kitsune statue, and bang, they've made it to the temple. Toshio tells Best Friend that he has to leave, and reminds him to once again to be back before dark. There's this weird-ass jump scare of Yoshimitsu. Boy, and the boyfriend says the smartest thing he says all movie.
Probably get out of here soon. The sun's starting to go down.
More red flags, and nobody thinks to get the fuck out of there. I can't stand it in horror movies when characters in horror movies act like they've never seen a horror movie. Again, who is taking these third-person shots? So best friend is taking pictures in the shrine and gets snatched through the floorboard like it's a Mortal Kombat transition. But his leg is all messed up, so boyfriend suggests waiting till the morning until they go back down the mountain. By the way, they ignore the skeletons down there, which are clearly purposely in the shot. Remember the 3 times Toshio said, "Be back before dark"? Fuck it. Like, you're seeing all this creepy shit, including this inexplicable child using inexplicable transmission like he's Goku. Hitoshi literally came back without his eyes. You talked to him. Why are you staying there? Boyfriend pretends to go for a walk on his own, and I don't know where a girl confesses that she got rid of boyfriend's baby and best friend is the only person that knows. Which came out of nowhere, which even best friend points out.
What made you think of that right now?
Boyfriend finds out, obviously, because he was spying on them. And he's obviously pissed and starts venturing down the mountain alone, despite everything that's been going on. Girl starts having a breakdown and starts to snuggle with best friend. The movie cannot decide who she wants to be with. Anyways, on the way down the mountain, boyfriend keeps running into the Kitsune statue.
Go fuck yourself.
And then it starts moving and literally chasing him down the mountain. Sidebar, there's 19 minutes left and there's so much explaining to do. I just don't believe it's gonna happen. Girl and best friend hear boyfriend getting snatched up by the Kitsune. Because there's no other explanation. So I assume that's what they hear because that's what the movie is telling me, right? So against all better judgments and enough red cards to eject every player in the World Cup instantly, she runs off into the woods.
He needs me.
Wait, why does she have a flashlight? She just said...
Flashlight died.
Oh, continuity? Fuck you think this is? Well, best friend is hobbling. He tried to keep up with girl, and he obviously can't keep up. And boyfriend obviously can't navigate the dark while he's trying to make it down the mountain and eat shit while he's being chased. They cut back to best friend, and... what the fuck is that? Why is it chasing him? Where did it come from? Are they ever gonna explain it? Haven't you figured it out? Stop asking questions, dummy. Best friend manages to get inside, and the monster just stops and waits outside patiently. Dare I say, convenient? The Kitsune gets hold of boyfriend, and girl somehow catches up to him, even though he left way earlier. Anyway, she's Usain Bolt and makes it all the way down the mine to see him getting snatched down there, even though it was pitch black. So far out of the way, they had to make trail markers during the day. How? Didn't you know? Stop asking questions, you moron. Anyways, the kids start coming out of the floorboard at best friend and he gets Resident Evil'd. They start fucking him up. Girl just continues walking down the mine because, once again, I know I've brought this up. Who is filming this? How do they know any of this happened? The movie is being presented to us through the questioning of the faceless, right? Why in the actual hell do we have so many shots at the camera? So therefore, anyone else, including law enforcement or Professor Ryu, could ever know. Oh, they don't care. I literally just realized that they don't fucking care. They should have led with that. Anyway, the Kitsune is now following girl after best friend got Resident Evil'd, right? So girl finds boyfriend in the tunnel, and with no eyes, he's in pretty bad shape. She panics and runs away and loses her way out of the mine and is lost. They cut back to the faceless, which turns out to be best friend, which is...
obvio.
And then best friend begins to ask why Toshio is here. But when I said they wouldn't explain it, they never do. 9 minutes, by the way, to tie this shit show together. We saw Toshio in the hallway, by the way. Oh, he's a ghost? That explains everything.
Obvio.
Now Ryu tells best friend that he knows that he killed boyfriend. What? Best friend couldn't even walk. Remember? Best friend got eaten up by the kids. Remember? He saw boyfriend get eaten up by the kitsune. Remember? This is just making my brain hurt. It gets worse. Best friend, who's in such bad shape that they didn't even know he could talk, just starts massacring the room with a pen like he's John Wick. Do you know how hard it would be to attack and kill someone with a pen? Let alone while in this shape? Anyway, he ties girl's record and bolts it the fuck out of the room before anybody can catch him. When he previously needed a wheelchair to be pushed in to get around. They cut back to the innkeeper and they show Toshio was part of the dead kids that had disappeared all those years ago. Like we needed it force fed to us. Kitsune starts to breathe on girl's neck in the mine where she was left. And they fucking cut to black. That's the end of the movie, right? Are you fucking kidding me? Do they explain why he helped? I don't know. Do they explain why he was there ever in the first place? I don't know. What happens to girl? I don't fucking know. They said that best friend was responsible. Wait, we saw the kitsune. They show us the audience, them. They show them in separate places. What? I haven't been so frustrated since The Sopranos cut to black mid. What does Hitoshi have to do with anything? Was there a point to this movie? Why did the cops scream at the beginning of the movie with the blood like they saw the kitsune? Wait, are you still asking questions? Just be scared. The only positive to this movie is that it's 75 minutes long with credits. That's it. Just that it didn't waste any more of my time. The interpreter was there just to die. Because remember, best friend is the only one that speaks Japanese. The movie can't decide what folklore it wants to use. They try to mash all these different Japanese legends together and it just doesn't work. The ghost kids, the kitsune, the faceless is an actual entity in Japanese folklore, which makes it make even less sense. I can't decide if it's scary or how scary it even wants to be. It is paced so horribly. They're not on the mountain until over 50 minutes into the movie. All the characters are fucking boring and one-sided. There's literally no conclusion. I literally got through this whole review without having to say any of their names. Just cut to black? I don't even do that. And if I did, it would be much better than this dumpster fire that they tried to stick a bunch of Japanese tropes in and tried to call it a fucking movie. Pointless, mediocre acting, and a plot that just doesn't exist. We know how the story ends since they start with the beginning at the end route, which is beyond an oversaturated horror trope, and it literally never works out. We don't care about the people watching the screen. I'm just watching, waiting for bodies to drop. 1.5 out of 10. You're lucky to get that. I'm gonna go drink some bleach now to ease the pain that was this movie. Please leave a like if you enjoyed spending your time here with me today. Make sure you backhand that subscribe button and click that noti bell for all my latest content. That's a long enough outro from me. It's Prof. Thanks for spending some time with me in the classroom.
Hold up. Let me take this moment out of sight. Bitch, I'm taking off.